the Tamron 28-300mm. I've tested the lens and here you get a short review of the lens. Have fun! Hello and welcome here to a new video on my channel. Today I want to show you the new Tamron 28-300mm. The open aperture is 4.0-7.1, so it's not exactly the fastest lens on earth, but maybe you can take really great images with it. Before we start, a short disclaimer: I got this lens as a loaner unit from Tamron, but they don't get to see the video beforehand, so they have no impact on the video at all. The lens itself, it looks like a typical Tamron lens of the second generation. We have a plastic body, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. It's very solid and feels very well built, so this isn't a problem. And because it's plastic, it's very lightweight. We only have 610 grams for a lens that is 77 to 126 millimeters in size without the lens hood and in if it's collapsed. If you zoom out all the way to 300, it's get quite a lot bigger, but it isn't front heavy or anything like that, so this isn't a problem. The lens is weather sealed, and also for this the extendable tube in front isn't a problem. I have the 18-300 APS-C lens and I've tested it for many months, and it also get really wet, for example in Iceland, and it seemed to be no problem at all. It works fine until today. With the lens you only get a lens hood and that's it, but that's totally fine. On the back you have a mount with some electronic connections and a small gasket because it's weather sealed, like I already told you. Due to the electric connections, it has autofocus, of course, and the autofocus works pretty well. I've tested it in normal situations and it don't make any problems, though that's really fine. The manual focus, on the other hand, if you use it from like 28 to 150 millimeter, it works pretty good. If you go all the way to 300, it starts to be a bit fuzzy and not so good. It's okay, but it could be better, like the first millimeters show from 28 to like 150 millimeters or something like that. Only if you go all the way to 300 you have some minor problems. What is really good on this lens is the close focusing distance. You have 0.19 of a meter at 28 millimeters. It is like right in the lens hood itself, so you can get really up close to your subject and can get really nice pictures. So this is a win for Tamron here. You have nearly no focus breathing and the lens is parfocal as well. You also have three additional things on the lens, for example one focus hold button. The lens also have a USB-C port without any protection or something like that. It isn't a big problem, but I don't understand why Tamron couldn't put in some small gasket or something like that, some rubber to protect it from like salt or sand or something like that. Yeah. For normal water it's okay, it's the same port as in a smartphone, so that is okay. And you have a lock switch for locking the lens at 28 millimeters. It isn't really needed because you have nearly no lens creep. If you push it really hard, then you have some, but for most instances it isn't a problem at all. But the best lens or the best looking lens isn't any good if the pictures aren't. So let's take a look at some sample images I took with the lens within the last couple weeks. What is your opinion on the pictures? Let me know in the comments down below. All the pictures you saw were shot on the Sony a7 III. This is my main camera for testing lenses like this. And yeah, if you take a look under, in a controlled environment, you see that the lens at open aperture isn't that sharp. It's not bad, it's not terrible, it's okay, but it's not pretty good. If you stop down to like f8, f11, something like that, the sharpness gets better and on a pretty good, pretty decent level, but the corners aren't as sharp either. Especially if you take a look at the 28 millimeters all the way in the corners. Yeah, it could be better. If you stop down or if you use a more telephoto length, then it's okay, but it's all the time behind the center sharpness. The lens has pretty heavy chromatic aberrations also within the center, especially at the wide end. If you go to the tele end, it's not that big deal, but at the wide end it is. Lens flares I didn't notice at all. The sun star is okay. It's a bit soft, but it's okay, and the bokeh looks pretty good, pretty decent, especially considered that it's a Tamron lens. Typically Tamron lenses have a big harsher bokeh, and this is pretty nice actually, so yeah, I like it. All in all, you pay for the lens 999 euro. You could say that the price is too high for that what the lens delivers, but in my opinion you have to consider what this lens is and what this lens is for. This lens isn't for the person that want the highest sharpness possible to print big or I don't know what. This lens is for a person that want to travel with the lens and want to have a small lightweight package, and this lens on a camera like the Sony a7 III, this is a pretty small setup, and you can photograph nearly everything with it. Only landscapes with really wide lenses isn't possible, so you have to take a second lens. Yeah, and that's all. And then you can photograph really everything. So yeah, you have to decide if you want the whole best that's possible, or if you are okay with a little less sharpness, a bit more chroma, and pictures, yeah, they showed you. It isn't the case that the lens is bad. If you take a look at the pictures, you would think that this picture is from a lens that is a 28-300. It's okay, it's pretty good. So in reality, the image quality is there, and so in my opinion this lens is pretty good, and especially if you want to do a short trip or something like that and don't want to bring your whole camera setup, so if you want to be lightweight and have good image quality, takes this lens. It's pretty good. I don't know how good it is in comparison to the 28-200. I've tested the lens a couple years ago, but I don't had the time to test it here side by side. If you like to, I could try and get the 28-200 to test the lenses against. I will, yeah, hold on to the 28-300 a bit more as long as I can, because I like the small form factor with the pretty good image quality. Yeah, what are your thoughts about this lens? Let me know in the comments down below, and we will see next time with another lens. See you.